Welcome everyone. My name is Jim Baan, and in this session we're going to cover the creation of a summary report in eCQ going against a multi-company environment of Infor LN. So I want to show you how easy it is to build a summary and be able to drill down into that data very quickly and easily. Again, here's my contact information, so if you'd like to get a free evaluation copy of the software, or if you just have questions, you'd like a copy of the PowerPoint slides, just feel free to email me or give me a call. Thank you very much. Okay, as you can see, we're back at the main screen of eCQ. As you can see, I've got access to multiple applications. We went through these a little bit in the prior session. Each one of these represents a data dictionary. So there's a unique dictionary for Infor LN or Baan or SAP or Microsoft AX or Oracle EBS or JD Edwards or Lawson or Glovia. But in our example here, we want to create a summary report. So I'm going to click on the Cyberquery module again. It takes me right in there and asks me again if I want to do a list report, a summary or a crosstab or pivot table-like report, plots, labels, or start with an existing inquiry. We're going to do a summary report. So I'll just click next. And the system says, what data you want to look at? Again, just to prove to people that may just be joining us for the first time, this is good old LN data. If I click on the native option, you'll see all the native table names. So again, TFGLD 106, TDPUR 400 or 401. So people that are technical may choose to use this environment. Since I'm an accountant, I prefer to work with the end user environment, which we call alt tables. So let's go back to the alt tables. This gives me English-like names for all my tables that I have privilege to see. I'm going to go in here and just type the word sales. I want to look at, we're going to do a sales report. I'm going to go in and get my sales order line file. And I want to summarize a field called amount. I'm just going to type an A. And notice the cursor jumps directly to the A, and I'm just going to drag it into my report. So I want to summarize amount by, and now by means down the page for us. So I'm going to go down the page by my customer name. So I'm going to go to my address table and just bring in name. Again, notice eCQ doesn't ask me how to do the join. It's already figured out those joins for us. Okay, now the system says, okay, what do you want to go across by? I'm going to go across by that field called company. Now again, all these fields from right here down here to the bottom of this record are logical or derived fields. Some people call them calculated fields, but all those fields do not exist in the database itself, but we make them appear logically for the end user. So if they want to translate any of the enumerated or text fields, they just drag that information in. One of the fields we use quite often is this one called company. Sometimes it's called shared company for in a shared company environment. But even though company is part of the table name, we make it appear as a field, so users can sort on it, they can select on it, they can calculate based on it, do whatever they might need to do as if it were a field, even though it's part of the table name. So we're going to go across by company. I'm just going to hit finish, and let's see what we've got. So just this quickly, we've got a report that is showing us sales by customer across our 4 logical companies in this database. Now, if I want to bring in more data, again, all I do is drag and drop. So in my example, I want to see what products do the customers buy. So I've got customers by company. Let's bring in product. So I'm going to go grab my general item data again. And I'm just going to grab the description, and I go click, drag, and drop. So now I'm looking at sales by customer, then by product, across company with a consolidated total right there for amount. Now, if I were to put description in front of name, then I'm looking at sales by product, then by customer name, and then across companies. So again, that's why some people say that eCQ is like a giant Excel pivot table, where all your fields from Baan or from LN are right there. You just drag them in from the dictionary into your report. Okay, in my example here, I'm gonna hit my delete button, get rid of that description field. So we're just looking at customer. Before I show you how to do drill downs, I want to show you one more thing. Now, in my LN data, I didn't have email addresses. So I created a little simple Excel spreadsheet that I call customer_emails_Excel. And now I can link Excel back to my LN data. So that first column is coming from LN, second column is coming from Excel, back to LN for the company and the amount. But it's that easy to tie together dissimilar databases using eCQ. Okay, enough said on that. I'm going to delete that column, so we're back to kind of a simple view. And I want to show you how the drill works. So I'm going to click on the drill up above, and you'll notice my cursor's got a drill next to it. With the drill, I can drill down into any given row, column, or combination. I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm going to highlight company 100 and company 524. I'm going to do a right mouse click, and the system asks me, okay, do you want to drill down, do you want to restrict to, or do you want to exclude? I'm going to say, let's restrict to those two companies. So now I'm just looking at company 100 and company 524, and you'll see this middle window now has a selection criteria in there for me. I'm going to undo that. I want to show you one more thing with the drill at this level. I can actually use the drill to combine rows. So I'm going to hold down my control key again and say BP ship to, BP with all roles, and Steve at Big Mart are really the same group. I'm going to create a new category. I'm just going to call it BP and say OK. And now using the drill tool, I've consolidated 3 rows of data into that row called BP. So again, a lot of power in that drill tool. I'm going to click undo. We're back. Now I'm going to drill down. It looks like Lowe's bought a whole bunch of stuff from company 525. Let's go figure out what they bought. Do a right mouse click on that cell, and I'm going to say drill down. Now I can pick prior drills that I've used before, but let's pick something new. And again, just in this example, I'm going to grab my general item data and bring in my description field. Looks like I had it in there before. We'll just use that one. So now I've drilled down. Looks like Lowe's. So from company 525, Lowe's bought cabinets and MB cabinets. Let's drill down again. I'm going to just highlight that cell, do a right mouse click. I'm going to drill down this time using one of my prior selections, which was order number. Here's my order number. And I can, save that, or I can say, you know what, I want more information. I want to bring in the price. I just go back over to my dictionary, grab price, drag it in and drop it. So there's the price. Looks like price varies. I wonder why it varied. Maybe it's because of order quantity. Here's order quantity. Again, just go click, drag, drop. So it's that easy working with eCQ. You can slice and dice and drill down through your data, and then you can go back up. I'm just going to do undo, 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 and we're back kind of to the top level report we were working on. Anytime we want, we can take this report and I can convert it to a chart just by clicking on my chart icon. And I can say, okay, let's, for this example, let's get rid of company for a second. And let's go to a pie chart. And let's make that a 3-dimensional pie chart. So again, you can get real fancy as you go through here. I'm going to go back again. And let's go back here. And I want to create this report. I want to publish it to where my users can come in and run it, or other users can. I'm going to grab this field called order date because I want to do the selection based on order date. You'll notice that the dates have a little calendar in front of them. It's time stamp, has a stamp, and then alphanumerics have the A in front of them, and the 9s have a numeric, or the numerics have a 9. One of the interesting things we do, so the dictionary is built automatically for you. When we see these LN data types, we actually create fields, or 3 date fields. So, from your timestamp field, which could be a Greenwich Mean Time date, we create just a regular date. We also create a lead time offset date, where users can specify what their local time zone is, and based upon their local time zone, values are going to change slightly in the report. And they can use any one of those. By the way, you can hide any of these columns or fields that you want. You can turn on and off the option to append the native name. So it's a real intuitive environment for setting up your Baan dictionary. But let's go in here. I'm going to grab order date, and I'm going to put it right on top of company. So I'm going to replace company with order date, because what I want to do is I'm going to prompt the user. I'm going to grab that field and just drop in my selection criteria. When the users run the report, I'm going to allow them to input some data, and I'm going to say that the order date must be greater than or equal to. I'm going to create a runtime parameter. We'll call this one ln underscore sample underscore date. We'll create a prompt form. We'll say, please, enter a starting date, and I'll put in a default value as well, 01.01.2000. My data is kind of old here, and you can put that data format in any format you like. We'll just go with that. We'll say OK. Let's make sure this report runs. So right now we're looking at 3 years. For this input value, let's start it with 2001. Yep, looks like the report's working great. So let's save it, and we're going to call this one ln underscore sample 2, and there we go. So we got the report saved. Now let's publish it. I'm going to go File, Publish. I'll say, yeah, let's publish that output. Save it with the same name. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to publish that report, and I'm going to publish it into, let's go back here, excuse me. I'm going to publish, that report. Go back here, one more level. Okay, next I'm going to publish it. I'm going to publish that report, and I'm going to publish the report, the format, and the executable. And I'm going to publish it in the Launchpad in an area called Sales, just abbreviated SA. So we'll say OK. Now the system says, what should this report be called on the Launchpad? I'm going to call it ln sample report. We'll allow users to view it, run it. We're not going to let them edit it. We're not going to let them clone it. We're not going to let them subscribe to it. So those are the options we're going to allow the users. Going to take the default format. We could specify that the report always goes out as an HTML, PDF, or Excel document. But we'll just go with default. Picks up the option from the report then. And it says, do you want to automatically schedule this report to be refreshed? If I click yes, you'll see a dialog just like you saw in the prior video about scheduling a report. So I'm not going to go into that now. So we'll specify no. We'll put it in that directory, and we're finished. So we're done here. So let's just go make sure that that's working. I'm going to go back over here to my browser. I'm going to go into the Launchpad, go into the Sales area, and call that report, let's see, we called that report, LN sample report. There we go. Now I can click on there and view the report, but let's run it. You'll notice the system's built a nice widget for us for the date. So say let's start on the 13th of January. Click Run, and there's our report. Anytime I want, I can do a right mouse click. I can view it as a spreadsheet, as HTML, PDF, Cyberquery. I can print it, do whatever I want to do with it. So it's that easy to create, publish a report, to convert it to a chart. It's all just drag and drop. So if you have questions, feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Jim Baan, and my phone number is 303-745-3900, extension 6118. Be happy to answer your questions or get you a free evaluation copy of the software. Thank you very much.